Hey Jenna. Okay, let me bring somebody here. Hold on. Oh my god. Jeez. Okay. Here. Hey Jenna. How are you doing?
There we are. Oh, God.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good, Alberta. How are you?
I'm doing really good.
I'm wearing your shirt.
Oh, cool.
I'm wearing the shirt you gave me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Um, um, so everybody, this is Scott. Scott on tape.
Uh-huh. There we go. That's better.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber. He travels and doing locations, and
That's right.
so yeah.
Hi, everybody. So what do you want to ask me? You can see
Okay.
there, that's a big pile of clothes. The middle,
Yes.
the middle pile is what's going to California so far. It's a
Okay.
huge pile. And
Okay.
then all the rest are being sorted. Hi, Diana. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see.
Hi, Jana.
Okay. Jenna is saying, how exciting for you the oncoming travel.
How excited am I?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say about 11. I'm
Okay.
very excited. I'm very excited to be back in California soon, and Arizona, where I've only been once before, very quickly, only for like 15 minutes. So this will be a deep dive into Arizona, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun there. And I'm really looking forward to uh, seeing my friends in Los Angeles, who I haven't seen in 2 years. I made some really, really good, like close friends that I talk to every day, and
Yeah.
but I haven't seen them physically in 2 years because of
Yeah.
other trips and then the virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm happy. Huh.
Okay. Let's see. How often do you travel?
Well, before the virus, I was probably on the road, I think 6 months of the year,
Yeah.
and let's see, 6 months of the year, I guess, roughly, and then last year, because of the pandemic, I was only able to go to. I was in Texas for all of January. Then I was in Quebec, which is a province here in Canada, for a week, and then I was in Vancouver in the west coast of Canada for a month in November.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But this year, as soon as oh yeah, then now movie look, somebody's in Arizona. Um, this year, I plan on being on the road most of it, like more than usual.
Yeah.
As soon as the borders open and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, what do you like most about traveling?
Hmm. It's hard. I I can tell you what I don't like. I don't like the comes. I don't like leaving my dog. You know, my dog's Shady. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that. I don't like flying, but I'm excited to be on the plane when I'm going. And I don't like. I mean, it's very very tiring what I do.
Yeah.
So but it's fun too. So it's just sometimes I can get frustrated, but when it's daylight savings time, I just kind of had that thought yesterday when I was having a panic attack. I was like, I got 2 more hours at night and then usual. So what I like most about traveling is I get to meet lots of people, especially through the channel. I get to meet lots of people. I get to see things that I've always wanted to see, and
Yeah.
I'm doing what I love. And I hate traffic. That's right. And finding parking. That's very true. That's what Alan just said, and he's correct. I hate. It sucks because I'm always aside from Los Angeles, Detroit, and Toronto, pretty much every city I'm in is kind of new to me, even if I've been there before, like Chicago or New York City. But so I don't know any shortcuts really. You know what I mean? Out of
Yeah.
traffic. Toronto, I can get anywhere fast because I know shortcuts. Los Angeles, Detroit, I can get out of the traffic. But
Yeah.
if I'm complaining about traffic, I think it's a pretty good thing.
Yeah.
That's my worst problem. But I love
Okay.
hotels.
Okay. Mm, how do you make the most of it?
Make the most of it.
Yeah.
Make the most of what? Being on the road.
Yeah.
Um, I cram in a lot. I cram in. I put in a lot of like say like when I land in Phoenix next Friday, a week
Yeah.
Friday. I'll go straight to the hotel to check in my bags. Usually I go straight to a film location, but then I'm right on the. I'll probably by 2:30 in the afternoon I'll be filming, and I'll be
Yeah.
filming till 8 o'clock at night when the sun goes down. Hopefully by the time I leave California, it'll be going down around 9. So I just make the most. I just film constantly, and it's tough to. If I do love my hot tubs, that's true. That's every night. Try to get in a hot tub. Janice said it's true, and I just love. I make every day's an adventure. That's for sure. I never know what's going to happen, especially when I'm out when I'm in Toronto, when I go to filming locations or if it's something I want to film, I kind of know what to expect usually. But when I'm in the States or Western Canada, I don't know what the place is going to be like. I don't know what people are going to be like around me, and so it's always something exciting that happens.
Yeah. Okay. What do you enjoy doing while you're traveling?
Hmm. I do like the first thing there's a lot. I like waking up in a hotel room where I don't have to rush to get out, where I don't
Yeah.
have to be in another city or where I don't have to pack up and leave. So if I'm staying at a hotel like for the first 5 nights in Phoenix, I wake up, I putter around, I have a coffee and a breakfast in the hotel room. Usually sometimes if there's a hotel a restaurant and have breakfast. Usually in my room. I like that moment where I'm kind of thinking about what I'm doing that day. And I take it slow for a good hour, and then I get ready fast, and I'm out, and I love it. And then I'm just out in the street filming wherever I am.
Okay. Let's see. How often would you like to travel?
I like to. I would like to travel more, but I mean, I do travel more than probably I should, more than most people. But I mean, like I said, if I could bring Shady, my dog, with me,
Yeah.
I would be a lot happier. But it's impossible for putting him on a plane. I can't do that to him. Bringing him on a 20-hour car drive, can't do that. And so that's what well, I'm always looking forward to coming home, even though I don't want to, because I want to see my dog, and also I miss my friends or family in Toronto. But other than that, I would be on the road probably every day of the year. If
Yeah.
I could have Shady with me, but he can't be with me when I'm filming.
Yeah.
I'd be on the road all the time. I'd be flying everywhere.
Okay. Um.
Alan just asked if I ever forget where I am, and yes, that happens more often than you would think. I forget. I have a bad thing with I forget where I parked all the time. That's a big thing with me. I always forget where I parked. I can remember the stupidest thing about the stupidest location, but you ask me where I parked, I'd be like, and I have to like click my thing to see my cars. And sometimes I wake up and I can't remember where I am. And sometimes when I start a video, I can't remember where I am. I'm
Yeah.
like, here I am in Cleveland, and I'm like, no, oh wait, no, I'm in Detroit or I'm in Los Angeles. But that's that happens.
Okay. Um, how did you get started being the YouTuber?
How did I get started? Uh,
Yeah.
well, I did. I was an actor for a long time, and I took film production in university stuff, and I was just doing that for a long time. And I like, I never, I liked the creating side a long time ago, but then I got more into doing like plays and stuff and acting. Then, but I was like writing and stuff, and then I wasn't too keen on the after graduate. I wasn't too keen on having the whole like behind the scenes thing. I didn't know if I liked being the director, but I didn't like the technical side. I didn't like editing. I didn't like, you know, lining up shots and stuff. And now all of a sudden I started to travel more in 2012. I started to really travel a lot, and then I started to realize I liked filming stuff just with
Yeah.
my camera phone, and then I would do everything that you see on my YouTube channel. I was doing for
Yeah.
myself. I was filming weird places and talking. Like I have lots of videos of that. I'm gonna put them up someday. I would just film like myself at various locations talking, and then I just saw like some YouTube channels. I was like, this is already what I do. Why aren't I uploading this? And then it just and then I did a test video or two that like 10 people watched, and I was like, well, that's kind. And you know, a couple of people comment. I was like, well, that's kind of cool. And then I just went
Yeah.
from there.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's all I do. It's all I think about it.
Okay. What was your biggest break?
Biggest. Well, I'm still waiting for that, but I would say, for YouTube, definitely my Michael Jackson video when I went to visit his grave, because I noticed I had seen uh, back then I used to watch other YouTubers who were similar to me, so I watched a few of them and I realized that they were saying where his grave, they were wrong, where they were saying where his grave was, and I was just like, why is nobody, like, he's like the biggest celebrity in the world and nobody knows, nobody can point out where his grave is. So I went there and I did it, and then about 3 or 4 months later, it was, yeah, it was about 3 or 4 months later, I was in Florida and I was with a friend, and we were at a restaurant and my phone just kept blowing up, like literally blowing up, and I was like, what's happening, like what, I couldn't understand. And the Michael Jackson video just all of a sudden hit, and it was like, went from I think like 1,000 views to like 30,000 in like
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
And then my subscribers, just the subscribers climbed, and then that, yeah. And that happened again. That happens every so often. That happens with certain videos. Like I did a Corey Haim one recently. I did an Owen Hart one. You get bumps, right?
Yeah.
Like every time it when I did one on Leonard Skinner a year and a half ago, and I did it thinking, you know, just my viewers would watch. I all of a sudden hardcore Leonard Skinner fans subscribed to me, and that video kind of like got me a lot of subscribers. And I think they thought, oh, this guy must do a channel about Leonard Skinner. Then all of a sudden my next video is about Eminem or about Pee Wee Herman. They're like, what? So I think that was confusing for a lot. My channel's confusing for a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Hmm, let's see. Okay. Have you been really excited to meet a YouTuber, yet they turn out to be a jerk? That's
Have I
okay.
ever, see, somebody said they subscribed with the Selena video. Oh, the Selena videos. I did a series on Selena, and I'd only planned to do one video, one big video. And then when I got there, I realized that one big video would be 2 hours long. So I made it into 4 videos. So I got a lot of subscribers from that. Have I ever met a subscriber and I mean, a YouTuber, and they turned out to be a jerk? Not
Yeah.
yet. No, no. I mean, I've filmed with people, you know, like that are at my level, a few that are higher, and I film with a lot of people that have lower subscribers, and always it's a community, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I get that, if I don't get that vibe from somebody that they know YouTube is an artist community, then I don't want to film with them. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have an interest, right? I'd be just like, well, no, you don't get it, you know, like everybody has to support each other. It's not a competition. But
Yeah.
so no, I've never met a YouTuber that I didn't like. No, and I get a lot. I get a lot of YouTubers every day that write to me. on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube wanting to collaborate. And I always tell them for sure, like wherever I am, if you can meet up with me or I can meet up with you, I will. And I'll film with somebody with 10 subscribers. I'll film with somebody with 100,000, a million,
Yeah.
0 subscribers. Somebody wants to be a YouTuber, I take them along because, you know, it's all about supporting.
Okay.
And I really believe that. I'm really like hardcore, like believe that it's all about supporting each other, because if you don't, that's just karma. It's gonna bite you in the ass.
Let's see. Do you get along with everyone?
Do I get along? I think so. Yes, I can name a few people in my life that I haven't got along with, but they're not watching right now, so I actually could say their name. But no, I do. I mean, I'm a pretty easygoing guy, and I like everybody. I'm genuine. I'm genuinely interested. I wish I could talk to everybody that writes to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that sounds, it even sounds somewhat arrogant sometimes because I get a lot of people writing to me on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
And I would love to. I would love to talk to each and every person because I find everybody's story is fascinating. Everybody has a story. Everybody's life is interesting. Unfortunately, if I did talk to everybody and talked, you know, all day and all night, then there would be no more YouTube videos because I wouldn't be able to put them up. But yeah, but I mean, everybody that writes me is so nice. I get so many offers for things and so many sweet people that I meet. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
And I need a haircut. I need my side shaved. It's getting out of control. COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week. Next Thursday at 1 p.m.
Let's see. What does motivate you to do film location?
What inspired me to do film locations?
Yeah.
Well, I always liked them. I remember when I was little, somebody had told me that they filmed Cocktail and Adventures in Babysitting in Toronto, and I found that really interesting. Like, I just thought that, I was like, what do you, like, I didn't understand, like, that Tom Cruise was here in Toronto, and Adventures in Babysitting, one of my favorite movies. So eventually, I think my parents took me to see The Adventures of Babysitting House. I really like that. And then when I was in my late teens, early 20s, started going like on trips with friends. And I'd say, well, something else was filmed here. And then it just snowballed out of there because some of my friends really liked it too. And then, you know, we went to places in New York City from like Woody Allen movies and Tom Cruise movies. And I just thought that was really cool. And I actually didn't. And then there's a couple of famous places here in Toronto I would go to. But I found it more interesting when I would go into the States and see these places in person. And it's interesting for me to see how they've changed and what's left and stuff like that. I like seeing what's there.
Yeah.
I like artists. So I like to see where artists create. Yeah. And I like to see, that's why I like music studios. I like recording studios, sound studios, film studios. So filming location is the same sort of thing. I like to know why, like I like to go location. And I don't often say it on camera, but I think, why did they choose this house? And why did they not choose the house beside it? They shot somewhere else. Or when they turn the camera around, they use a completely different street. I find it interesting to think about how the, you know, location manager, then the director saw this vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What most interesting person you met on one of your trips?
The most interesting person I met on one of my trips?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, I made a lot of good friends, like really close friends, like some YouTubers and non-YouTubers. So like people that I talk to all the time, and most interesting. There's Scott from Dearly Departed. There's Steve who does the Graveyard Tours. He's amazing. The Bravo brothers, Raul and Danny. I love those guys. They're like my brothers. They're great. There's and then viewers are like, you know, Mike Barone, VNA, Brexton, all those guys. I love them. They're like, you know, like I wish I could see them all the time, but you know, you can't. But so wait, was the question the weirdest person or the best person or the nice, or what was the question? I can't remember now.
Just like interesting person you met
Oh,
on one of your
yeah. Well,
trips. Go ahead.
yeah, because I definitely, yeah. I mean, I've met some crazy people, like in the middle of cemeteries, in the middle of the night, filming on the street in like Los Angeles or in Georgia. I've had some weird like encounters with people. Uh, you know, I've said some story. I've told some stories before, like with people. Some of the people I've met in Detroit were definitely interesting. So there's always something. There's always, and you stop somewhere along the road
Yeah.
and you're just talking to people, and then they ask what you're doing, and then you just start talking. I've made friends that way. You know.
Okay. Um, what was your worst trip?
Ooh. Huh. Uh, well, there was one. I haven't really had a bad. Well, I've had a bad trip, but not in terms of. That's a different story. But my bad I had one experience in Los Angeles. It was I think it was my second or third time there. It was before YouTube though, and I was not able to get a hotel near me, and I had to drive really far. And it was after my father had passed, and I just was not in a great mood. So that was a bad few days. It was about 2 or 3 days. I just was not having it, not in a great place, and then literally not in a good place in
Yeah.
I had to drive really far outside of Los Angeles for some reason. I don't know what was going on in the city. That was about 2015. But I've had some like St. Louis was a bad experience in terms of construction and traffic. I have about 4 videos from St. Louis that I've
Yeah.
never edited and put up. I think because I got so frustrated with the construction and traffic.
Yeah.
So that was part of a bigger trip. But I like the city of St. Louis, but I just didn't have a good time the day and a half I was there. I couldn't get anything done the way I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, do you prefer to travel alone or in group?
Well, I mean, because I do get to meet people like in each city now, especially like viewers I can meet in every city, um and then now other YouTubers. At first, I've got like, and also before I started YouTube, I had friends in the States in various cities, so I always try to make time to meet up with them. Driving long distances, which I won't do anymore. Like I will drive to Florida or Georgia or Texas if I have to, if I want to, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
drive 8 hours a day anymore. I'm only going to drive 2, 3 hours. That's it. Get to a place, stop, relax, film, or whatever. But that's the worst part is driving. Even with, I love music, podcasts. It's
Yeah.
really, really can get monotonous and boring. I wouldn't say lonely because there's I'm in a car. I'm having I've got an energy drink or coffee. I'm listening to music and stuff. But it get after 4 or 5 hours in a car by yourself, you go a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're on an interstate. If you're on little cool little roads,
Yeah.
small roads, it's fun. But when you're on a big interstate, it's just like, and it never ends. We have a
Mm.
couple of highways here like that in Toronto. And it's just like, oh God, yeah.
Mm. Have you ever get lost while traveling?
Have you ever got lost?
Yeah.
Uh, yes, I've gotten lost. Uh, Definitely in LA. Be the first year I was filming the first year I was there for filming. That would be about the third or fourth time I was there. I remember getting lost once. I don't think I've ever. I, I thought I was lost many
Hmm.
times, and I've gone to the wrong location with the when I see the address has been wrong, or I put in the wrong address.
Yeah.
Um, I did get lost. I did have a problem in the um, Apple Valley, which is just above Palmdale and Lancaster in the desert of California, where no more GPS, and I couldn't. And then I had no data.
Yeah.
My phone company screwed up with something, so I couldn't even. All I could do was an emergency call to my phone company, and they had to talk me through it, how to do this whole thing. And it took a long time. I was stranded in the middle of the desert on a hot day, and I was like, "Oh God, this is it. This is how I'm gonna die." And then an hour later, I was fine.
Okay. Let's see. Mm.
Hi, Todd. Saad Khan.
Let's see. Um, were you doing Boys in the Hood location?
Well, yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. That's that's one that I mean that's a movie that I absolutely cherish and love. So I
Yeah.
would definitely do Boys in the Hood. I haven't yet. I've done other stuff um, close to where Boys in the Hood was filmed. There's probably about 3 or 4 big locations that I would do
Yeah.
from that movie because there's so many locations for that. That's
Yeah.
one where there's if I start like I love Boys in like I love Training Day, and once I started doing Training Day locations, I realized I'm gonna have to go to every single one because I want to see them and for me to do the video right. And Boys in the
Yeah.
Hood is another one where I just feel like I have to go to every single one. But literally, that would take a day and a half, 2 days, unless or I could just do 4 of the big ones which are close together. So yeah, Boys in the Hood, that's one I want to do. There's a bunch, and I've got lists. I've got lists and lists that I'm going to do, every day I think of a new film.
Yeah.
For I've done Arizona, I've got my film locations ready. I know what I'm doing there, but California right now, I've got about 10, and then there's literally 100 other movies I could do, but I just got to decide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And as you can see, like I said, packing is going to take me 2 days just to pack.
Okay.
Crazy how because I don't know if I should bring a hoodie for the night. I don't know. Arizona's hot.
Yeah.
California at night can be cold in April, so I'm just like
Um, what do you need before you travel?
what do I need?
Yeah. To another state, like.
Well, I need the vaccine, but I'm not going to get that before I go, unfortunately. You mean like what? Like I just really like I overpack. I'm an overpacker, and especially when I drive because I can put anything I want in the car. I can put 5 suitcases on a plane. You're limited, but still I overpack. But really, if I think about it, all I need is a pair of shorts, couple of t-shirts, my camera equipment, my wallet, and a toothbrush, and contact lens stuff, and cologne, and deodorant. Okay, there's a lot I need. But, I get it done.
Okay. What
Somebody's
place do
laughing at
you
their
want?
clothes. Yeah, those are for California. Go ahead. Sorry,
Okay,
Alveda.
that's okay. Um, what place do you want to visit someday?
It's actually, well, there's plenty. There's a lot. I mean, besides, I mean, Scotland, Ireland, England, Australia, all over Europe. There's a ton of places, but I'm not done. I'll never be done with the States because there's always stuff. But I like traveling the States because I've just always loved the States since I was little, and but probably the place I want to visit the most is a video that I'm going to put up this weekend about that place. You have to see because did I go there? Did I fly there to this place on a different continent to do this video? Secretly, did I fly there and not tell anybody? I don't know. You'll have to see. I'm working on it right now.
Okay. What was the most interesting place you have ever visited?
Most interesting. There's been a lot. I mean, there's been a ton. I mean, I think maybe the time I went to this was a year and a half ago. I went to a alligator farm and part animal sanctuary alligator farm, but they also had lions and tigers during a hurricane, and they were closed. And then I explained to them that I had come from so far away to see this
Yeah.
place. I was driving through the Everglades, and they opened the zoo just for me, and it was crazy. It was an actual hurricane, and you can watch that video, and it's just like the weather's nuts. I'm surrounded by these like flimsy cages, and so that was interesting. I get excited every time I go to Detroit. Like, so, oh, there's somebody saying Detroit. That's right. But every time I go to Detroit, I get excited. But Seattle, I love Seattle. I was surprised how much the Pacific Northwest, aside from the Kurt Cobain connection, how much I loved it, and I felt at home there. I could move there. Like I want a place in Los Angeles. That's that's the goal, to have a place there and here in Toronto. But Seattle is another place, and it's like I could live in Seattle. It didn't rain that, but I think if it rains like it did in Vancouver when I was there 3 months ago, then Seattle's out. No more Seattle. I can't stand rain. Not with this hair.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What is your best trip memory?
Best trip memory. I've got a few. I've got quite a few. I mean, it's one that is, one that sticks out. Well, besides, I had a great day filming with Raul and Danny, the Bravo brothers. Each have YouTube channel. We had a great day filming from 8 in the morning to 3 in the morning. So it was, I don't know what is that? I mean, 19 hours straight of filming all over Los Angeles, north of Los Angeles, up to the desert. I mean, that was an amazing day because we filmed so many videos, and we just, we hung out only twice before that for, a little bit, but we just, became really close, and that was amazing. And then I think probably I did a video on James Byrd in Jasper, Texas. He was an African-American man who was murdered by 2 white men down there, and it was a story that shocked the world. It shocked me when I read about it a long time ago, and I'd always wanted to go to Jasper to see the town and to see where it happened and to visit his grave. And then when I actually got to do it as a video, that because I rushed to get there. Like when you see me at the grave at the end, the sun is almost down. I filmed that all within, I guess, an hour and a half. Like literally the sun was, I didn't think I was going to make it. I was so like stressed and pressed for time. And I'll never forget that feeling of being there and then talking to people that were also at his grave. That was off camera. And mother and her daughter who were there to visit her grandmother, and they talking about James Byrd, stuff like that. So when it's true crime locations, they're very important, and they're very special in a way, not in a good way, but they're very special to me because I'm not there to glorify the violence or glorify the person who did the crime. I'm there to remember the victims and, capture a moment in time.
Let's see.
Hey, Hector, what's up?
Have you ever missed a flight?
Yes. Have I ever missed a flight? Yeah. Well, I did. I missed one. When was it? I missed one in Los Angeles one morning. So they made me wait around I missed it by 5 minutes, like the check-in time, and they still wouldn't let me. And then then another time I was flying from LA to Washington, and they missed the plane that I was getting on, supposed to transfer to, left before my plane even landed. So it was the middle of the night, so I was like mad. But I mean, what am I going to do? Throw a fit? So then they found this other plane they were happened to a few of us. They found this tiny little, like, not tiny plane, but small enough that I didn't like it, that they had to put all of us Canadians on. And we had to walk across the runway and across the tarmac all the way, like at 4 in the morning, to this little tiny plane. So that was annoying. And then when I was in Vancouver 4 months ago, I switched my flight 4 times. Yeah. I was supposed to come back on a Monday, then it became Tuesday, then it became a Friday, then it became a Monday. I kept switching it because I kept finding stuff to do. And what's the point of coming back to Toronto when there's COVID on it anyways? And it was freezing cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Would you
Hi, Amy. Hi, Wendy. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Would you do like the movie Friday?
Friday? Yeah. I haven't seen it in a long time. I've seen enough clips of it not recently, but there's enough memes and GIFs from Friday to make you remember every part, because I love that movie. So I think I would probably do Friday. Yeah, I mean, I definitely would do it. Am I doing it this trip? I don't know. It's to be honest, I know it wasn't on my list,
Yeah.
but I love the movie. So now you got me stressed because I'm thinking maybe, man, I should do Friday because I do love it, and next Friday, yeah. So that, yeah, I'm doing a lot. I'm gonna try. I mean, the good thing is now that I know that the virus is going to be hopefully gone, in terms of everybody's vaccinated, we're able to travel more.
Yeah.
I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to get a lot done on this upcoming trip in Arizona and especially California. But I know, well, especially Arizona, because I don't know when I'll be back in Arizona. California, like I've got big movies planned. I'm going to do a lot of bigger ones that I love, but I know people keep asking me. Like no, like I get a lot of requests for certain movies, so I'm like, okay, well, people want to see it. Maybe I never thought about doing it because I think everybody else has already done them, but I'm gonna do them, and then
Yeah.
I'm not stressed because I'll be back in California again. When I fly back in May, California's hopefully
Yeah.
the virus will be I'll be able to get back.
Okay. Let's see. Um, would you do Cobra Kai as well?
Coburg High.
Yeah.
Oh, Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yes. I've only seen the first season, so. But if you like the Karate Kid, I'm definitely doing something about the Karate Kid because that's one of my favorite movies. Is the Karate?
Yeah.
I've done two videos about the Karate Kid before, but none the way I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it, I think, in a way that nobody else has done it. I don't know. I know a lot of people go and visit the locations, but
Yeah.
Karate Kid is something because I drive by that when I'm in LA, in North Hollywood, I drive by the Seven Seas where Daniel and his mom lived in the original film. I drive by it all the time, and I'm always like, oh, I got to do a video from there. But I've never really, I just always thought everybody else had already done it. But now I thought of a way how
Yeah.
I could do it that's different.
Yeah. Um, what about the Ninja Turtle from 1990?
Ninja Turtles from 1990?
Yeah.
You know what? That's funny because when I was young, at a Pizza Hut near me, they had a contest to win the video cassette of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I hadn't even seen the movie, but I stuffed the box with
Yeah.
I took like the whole thing and I put my name like a million, like it must have been 100 times, and I put it in the box and
Yeah.
I won a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Never watched it. I wanted it so bad. I just wanted to win, so I wanted.
Yeah.
I've never watched it, so maybe I should. Maybe I should watch it because it is popular. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What would you do if you're not like a YouTuber?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, well, now I don't know. Now that I am doing it, there's nothing else I want to do. Nothing else I think I qualify for. I don't know. Maybe a long haul trucker, maybe. But even that, I still I don't. It's hard for me to think like that. Like it's hard for me to think anything other than what I do now because I put so much into it. It's like literally, I just put a video up at 7 o'clock tonight. It was actually at 7:06. It's usually 7 o'clock on the dot that I try to put them on. And by 7:07, I was editing and working on my next video, like the next editing. Plus, I've also got my other laptop going at the same time and my other phone where I'm doing research for the upcoming trip. I'm watching a movie of what I'm going to film. So I'm trying to get a lot done. So I don't really think about what else I would do. I mean, I want to be an actor or something, but like now I'm just like I've got free. I don't make a lot of the money that to support it yet. So I get I have Patreon and things like that. But
Yeah.
otherwise, like I've got creative control over my own uh what I put out there, product if you want to call it. But it's not like I make my own films. Nobody tells me how to make them. I put them up, and then if sometimes they catch on, you know.
Okay.
Sometimes I know
Mhm.
they're not going to catch. Sometimes I know something's not like I've my last like 6 videos, not great views,
Yeah,
nothing great. But I think it's to do with coming down from the pandemic.
yeah,
They're not my best locations, biggest ones, and then that's why I saved them to the end because they're from Vancouver. But I've got a few coming up that I think would be good, and then I start fresh. I like when I land in Phoenix. I'll probably put up a video that day from Toronto that I'm filming tomorrow. And then the following Sunday, like 2 days later or Monday, I'll put
yeah,
up a new video from Arizona. And that's the start of, in my, every time I go on a trip, that's a reset. It's a
yeah,
reset of my channel. It's starting over. Like, I don't think about how many subscribers I have. I don't think about how many views my last any videos I have. I think this is new. This is the trip is entirely new. Everything I'm doing is from scratch. What's my style? How do I want to do it? And like I'm talking to a whole bunch of talking to old friends and new friends.
okay. Um, what is the best comment you received?
Dude, you look like Bert from Bert and Ernie. I get that a lot, so that's always fun. Uh, uh, why is your forehead so big? That's always funny. Those comments are great. One of the best. So when what's wrong with your eyes? I get that a lot. I'm like, well, I didn't sleep.
Yeah,
But for best comments, the best comments I get are I just got a few today. About when I did a video on Brandon Tina, the transgender male that was killed in Nebraska back in 1999. Beautiful comment on that video today. And then I've gotten videos from people, comments from people who are transgender who appreciate that video.
yeah,
That's amazing to me. Or when I get a comment from somebody who's disabled, they can't get around, or they're
yeah,
sick, they can't leave their house, and my videos keep them company, and they don't, or they can't travel for any reason, sick, financial. I
yeah,
love, and they say they watch my channel and it takes them away and it makes them feel like they're there with me. I didn't think about that at first when I started doing the channel. I didn't think that it would affect that many people in terms of like that type of way. I thought people just watch and be like, okay, well, that's a cool place. Where I didn't think there'd be an emotional connection that people have to the places I go to. Like
yeah,
they're not connected to me; they're connected to where I'm showing and the person I'm talking to. And I didn't think about how many people can't get there, and I
yeah.
have that opportunity. So that's the best thing to me is when I get a comment of somebody saying, I wish they could go, but when somebody can't, and I'm able to do that for them.
Okay. Um, what is the most stressful for filming?
Stressful part of filming.
Yeah,
Um, the race. I'm very organized, but I'm also very disorganized. It's
yeah,
a combination of both with me when I'm filming. So a lot of times I'm racing to get from, like when I'm in the city, I'm racing to get from one place to another, and I'm putting the pressure on myself to film, uh, to get so much done. So I put a lot of pressure on myself to get to the location, and if I don't find the right location, or if I can't get to it, it I'll search. And like if there's a grave, some of these graves, like when they say they're where they are online in the cemetery,
yeah,
and I say it a lot of videos, like it looks like it's close, or it looks like it says it's like people are like, how long does it take, dude? Like it says right here, it's right here. Sometimes it's not there. And same
yeah,
with buildings. Sometimes like I'll get to a place and the building's not there. It's like a mile away. It's
yeah,
crazy. So that's stressful is when I can't find things, but I never give up. Like the Al Capone thing. And that's what I
yeah.
have to put up on Patreon. I couldn't find Al Capone's cabin when I went up there 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I drove 4 hours to get there, couldn't find it, walked through the snow from kilometers, and had to drive all the way back home. And then I went back 3 days later.
Okay. Somebody is saying filming in the rain will be stressful.
Filming in the rain?
Yeah.
filming in the rain sucks. It's more I don't like rain generally in terms of just, who likes getting rained on when you're outside. No,
Yeah,
nobody does. I mean, but I Vancouver, I learned to deal with it. But
yeah,
for me, it's wind. Wind is the most stressful because even I have a big microphone with a windsock, but
yeah,
and it doesn't even, and it was expensive and it doesn't even work that well. Like it doesn't even work, like in terms of this, not even the wind part, the mic part sounds kind of crappy. I don't know if I was using it wrong a couple times, but wind is what stresses me out a lot.
let's see. Bretson said, "Are you afraid of falling or in the basement?"
He's talking about the Al Capone video. A lot of other people said that to me. Said, "Why didn't you go in the basement, dude?" I'm like, "Well, why do you drive 4 hours to a strange cabin in the middle of nowhere with bears hibernating everywhere? Why don't you go in the basement? You go first, then I'll go after you." That's what I say to those people, and that's what I say to you, Brexton. If anybody, and I get a lot of people that say, "Why didn't you go in the basement of Al Capone's cottage?" I'm like, it was like a 12-foot drop with no stairs into darkness. Well, no, thank you.
Yeah,
No, thank you. No, I don't know what's down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of. Uh, I'm afraid of I'm afraid of things that aren't there. Like a dead body wouldn't freak me out, or something like
yeah,
that. But a hibernating bear. Why would a bear hibernate in their cabin? First of all, they're not. But I was like, nah, that's possible. So I'm not going down there.
yeah. Let's see.
And
Um,
birds.
um, what do you think is that most stressful thing about your traveling?
The most stressful?
Yeah,
Definitely. For me, for Canadian, it's well, it's getting, you gotta, getting across the border, is during a pandemic is very difficult. So this is stressful for me. The coming up next week, because there's a lot of stuff I have to do to get to go. But
yeah,
I've done it and I'm gonna go, but it's stressful. But for me, the most stressful part is it's silly stuff like when I check into a hotel, I gotta go, or motel, I gotta go to the room and I gotta check that Wi-Fi. Because if that Wi-Fi isn't crystal clear, like perfect strong Wi-Fi, I can't
yeah,
stay there because I can't turn on my data because it'll cost. Like when the first time I went to Los Angeles, I didn't turn off the data on my phone and I just used my phone the whole time. I didn't think about it. I got a
yeah.
$2,000 phone bill when I came home. So
Wow.
yeah, so now I have to turn my data off. My data automatically switches off when as soon as I cross into the States, it
Yeah,
switches off. And so the most stressful thing for me is when I'm out filming, I'm fine. I
yeah,
got to turn the data on quickly to find a location. But when I get to the hotel, it's got to be perfect. It's got to, like, if like there's certain things I want perfect, which is I want a hot tub for my back. I want the Wi-Fi perfect, and
yeah,
something to eat close by if I don't have something on me. And they better have a refrigerator, microwave in the room. Yeah, I guess I'm a diva, but in a hotel, the front desk does it. They like me at first. They think, oh, what a nice young man. And then by 11 o'clock at night, they're like, holy shit, that dude in room 210. Can he just leave us alone? I'm like calling. I'm down there at the front desk asking questions.
yeah.
Huh.
Okay. Well, does anybody have any question for Scott? I think I got all my questions here. Um,
Anybody
I
have any
know Bretson
questions?
says,
Scott on Diva. That's right.
um,
Pardon that. Sorry, Alberta. What?
oh, well, I know Bretson saying something. Would you do like a film location with me?
With you? Of course I would. I'll see you when I'm in New Mexico. Of course. I didn't plan on this. This is not the way I planned my
Yeah,
trip to go. I did
yeah,
not I was planning on doing Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Texas as one big trip
yeah,
separately last year. That was my big Southwest trip. and all of a sudden, because of what happened with COVID, I can't fly into California. I have to fly into Arizona to be able to go to California. So then I was like, well, I can just stay in Arizona at night. But then I'm like, no, there's just so much to film there. I'll do it. So now I'm going to
Yeah.
I'll do New Mexico, Texas, Colorado, and there's some other state. I can't remember. Then I've got like a deep south one with Mississippi, Arkansas, Alabama, which is my favorite, which is absolutely my favorite place to be, is the deep south. I love it. I love Louisiana, and especially like in the summer. I was there when it was cold recently, and it wasn't the same feeling for me. I like that sweltering hot Alabama, Mississippi. Really, I just love the feel of it. Jason's Lyric. I love that movie. I haven't done it. RoboCop 2, Terms of Endearment. Oh yeah, Rushmore. Great, great. Terms of Endearment, definitely, and RoboCop 2 for sure. Yeah. I'll be. Oh, somebody just texted me. Yeah, I'll be in. I'm going to be in California. I'm going to Arizona for 5 days, 4 or 5 days, and the rest is in California. Somebody just asked me on my text. She's watching.
Okay. Let's see. This one said, "Are you in a relationship?"
Am I in a relationship?
Yeah.
Yes. Let me show you. 1 second. This is my baby. This is the only relationship that matters. This is my little boy. This is my baby. I take care of him. Yes. So
Yeah.
no, I'm single. But this is my
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. I got his cookies right here. So.
Oh, JD has cookies for you. Oh. Yeah, he's very, very important to me. He's the reason why I tell him when he gets depressed when I go away, which he does, because he already knows. He knows. He's seen the bag out. He gets depressed. I tell him I'm trying to do this so I can become successful, so I can put him in the best schools and give him the best life, and he just doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Ooh, I see that question. You want me to answer it?
Yeah.
Would I do a story on Truman Capote as in his novel in Cold Blood? Yes, that's the Clutter family. Um, that's a fascinating story. Like the town where it happened and where Truman Capote traveled to. I'd like to do a couple of videos on Truman Capote. I find his life fascinating. I've been to his grave. He's buried next to Johnny Carson's ex-wife in Los Angeles. But the Clutter family farm is along a private driveway, so it's almost impossible to get to the house to see it. It looks very similar. Like I've seen pictures. I could fly my drone because it's literally the middle of nowhere. But otherwise, I'd have to figure out how to do a video. Sorry, 1 second. I'd have to figure out how to do a video in that town because I wouldn't be able to show much of the house. But yeah, hi Alma.
Okay. Okay. Do you keep your own health?
Care of my own health insurance. Yes. Yeah, I get it every time. Yeah, I have Canadian health insurance, of course, but that doesn't count in the States for anything. So I have to get I have to get Canadian travel insurance and travel health insurance, which I get before each trip, for sure. Yeah.
Bretson said, "Any more Corey Haim film location?"
I think so. Yeah, I've got a few planned. I've got something planned for LA, and I've got something planned for Toronto. At least one more in Toronto. And luckily, because I've become friends with the Haim family, I've got some good leads on places to go to, and they're very helpful and such sweet people, and it's been so nice and generous with their time, and talking to Carrie and her mom. So I've got there'll be more Corey Haim stuff coming for sure.
Okay. Yeah, my parents been asking me about Three's Company location.
Well, I did one already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look on. It's
Um,
one of my earliest videos. It's called. I don't know what it's called, but well, I can send it to you.
okay.
It's when I went to. It's the Santa Monica Pier. Now I can't remember what the else is in the video, but if you put Scott on Tape, Santa Monica Pier, Scott on Tape, Three's Company, I'm sure I put it in the title because I showed the carousel from the opening credits. But I know where the apartment is, um, and I know roughly where, like the shots of the zoo and the shots of Jack on the beach. But I mean, it was shot in a studio, right?
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
not much. There's not much for
Yeah.
Three's Company locations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I forgot the other question. Let's see. Um, if you do like all over your filming, would you
Mm-hmm.
like start over, like redo it?
If 1 second, sorry, Shady's needs something. There you go. Oh, there you go. Yeah, the bed's too high for him to jump up on. He's too small. If I could film which over everything,
Yeah,
yes,
like
I
kind of
would.
start over, like redo everything on your videos.
Uh, I would literally every time I finish a video and every time I edit a video. I'm surprised lately. I've gotten better in the past like 6 months or so. Like I get almost everything I need, and I've been pleasantly surprised for the Vancouver, the West Coast trip. That when I watch the footage as I'm putting it together, I'm like, oh, I don't have to add in something here or add that in there. I said it or I talked about it. Because before I was just like getting to the place, filming it, getting out,
Yeah,
and now I stay at the whatever place I'm at because I have more time now. So I
yeah,
linger, and I think about different shots and I think about how I want it to look, aesthetically and, because it's all about, it's got to be pleasing to the eye, you know.
yeah,
That's what I like. Like I said, it sounds, egotistical, but I don't think of myself as a vlogger. Like I
yeah,
don't, I'm not, because vlogging I think is like your everyday life. That's not my everyday life. What I'm filming, I'm
yeah,
filming specific places. So I think of each one as a short film.
yeah,
Each video that I put up is a short film. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. There's a beginning of me getting there or introducing it. The middle is the bulk of the video, and there's an end. And always something can change in the middle. Like there's some videos I put up that have been completely different when
yeah,
they've been serious videos, and I've cut out all the
yeah,
serious parts and made them funny. There were parts where absolutely nothing happened, and it was
yeah,
just me filming and talking. And to watch it, it was like, whoa, this is so boring. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna fall asleep just listening to myself. Shut up. And where I take out all the audio of certain parts, I put in music, I put in different cuts,
yeah,
fast cuts, try to make it interesting.
yeah.
Yes, but
Um,
there's a lot I would like to refilm. And yes, Angelique and the mountain, the clothes behind me are being sorted. They're all clean,
okay.
unlike you.
Any plans on coming to New York? Someone just asked that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I will be back in New York in the summer. Summer for sure. New York State and New York City, probably twice. Yeah, there, and on the way back, and also There's so much I want to film. There's so
Yeah,
many weird places in New York State that I want to film. New York State and New Jersey that I need to get to, and
yeah,
I really do believe I need to get there.
yeah,
Like there's places that I'm just like I gotta get there now.
yeah,
Like I'm already thinking 4 trips ahead. I'm doing research for trips that don't exist yet, but
yeah.
I'm always I get fixated on something and I keep looking it up.
Somebody asked for 8 Mile location.
Well, I did them. What do they want to know? Do they want to know about
Well,
them?
yeah,
Yeah, I did them. That's what I wish I could do over. That one took me 3 times to do. It took me 3 different times to get it right, and I still don't think it's right. Like in terms of the way I want it to look. I started it 2 different times. I was in Detroit, and just things weren't lining up. Traffic, finding the places, certain things, getting access to certain places, and then finally I said I gotta film it, and I filmed it all in one day. and I like it, but I'm not thrilled with it because I missed a couple locations. I missed a couple of the right angles of where
Yeah.
Eminem. Now I would be like stand exactly where Eminem was, show exactly. I just kind of showed outside of the places. I would actually go and show he was right here. So
Yeah.
that's what I would do if I could. But that's probably the one I would. That's probably the one I would redo. I maybe even would redo it. Still,
Yeah.
I think about it.
Okay, I think that's all the questions everybody asked.
Okay, love you all. Thank you, Alberta. This is fun.
Yeah, probably we can do it again sometime.
Of course, yeah. Anytime you want, you just let me know. And
Okay,
everybody, this is a shirt Alberta sent me.
yeah.
Brings out my green eyes, which are brown. Okay.
Okay.
I
Thank
have
you,
not.
everybody.
I've not done Breaking Bad yet, but I might soon. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Okay.
See you
Bye,
later.
Scott.
Bye bye.